So the other day I was at this orientation event for a thing that I'm going to be helping out with this year, and I came away with a free hat. Now, to be honest, I don't really need a new hat at this point, but there's a phrase in Mexico, a la gorra ni quien le corra, and in this case, it's pretty literal. It's kind of a complicated phrase, there's a lot to unpack here. This is going to be a masterclass, so I think it's worth rolling the 646 intro. I have here in my hands 3 different types of hats, and they all have different names in Mexico. This is a sombrero. It is clearly not mine, this is my wife's. But a sombrero, you can think of it as the one that gives the most sombra, which is shade. So anything that's got like a round brim or a wider brim is probably a sombrero. This is a gorro. I'm not gonna stretch it out too much because this is my wife's. This is a gorro with an O at the end. And it's like your winter hat, you know, something that's got the pom-pom on it. This is a cachucha, or a gorra. I don't know why, but for some reason when I hear cachucha, I think of like the typical dad hat, you know, like the dad who's grilling outside and the kind of hat that he would wear. For some reason I think of that as a cachucha, and then like other types more as a gorra. I don't know, but this is a gorra. There's a word that you hear every once in a while, gorrón. Now gorrón is not just a big hat, it's actually a freeloader, like somebody who is a moocher, who comes in and is always wanting free stuff and never wants to pay for anything. They're called a gorrón. The first time I heard the word gorrón, it was actually somebody's Wi-Fi password. Like if you wanted their Wi-Fi, because everybody would come to their house and be like, oh, what's the Wi-Fi, what's the Wi-Fi? And so you had to say, soy un gorrón, and then some numbers, but you had to say, I am a freeloader. If you wanted to use her Wi-Fi, you had to admit it. That was the first time I heard the word gorrón, but I had no idea where it came from. Because, let's be honest, what does freeloading have to do with hats? Turns out this is something that originated centuries ago in Spain. Apparently there were university students who would show up to these parties uninvited, and part of their university uniform or garb, I don't know, were these big hats. And they would go to these parties uninvited, sort of like wedding crashers, but they would go around saying hi to everybody, saludando with their hats, taking off their hats, saying, oh, hello, hello, hello. And as they're going around saying hi to everybody, taking off their hats, they would just be munching on food at these parties. And these became known as gorrones, or freeloaders, basically. Apparently, the starving college student stereotype transcends generations. Really important side note here. There is a word in Mexico for starving college student. You combine the word estudiante, which is student, and hambre, which is hunger, and you get estudiambre. It's not a real word, but it does show up in a lot of memes, so it's important if you want to understand Mexican popular culture. So these gorrones who would go around saying hi to everybody, gorrón became freeloader, and so gorra is something that's free. So when you say ni quien le corra, it's like saying, because nobody's going to turn away free stuff. A la gorra, something free, ni quien le corra, nobody turns down free stuff. So in my case, when they gave me a gorra gratis, a free gorra, I mean it's literally, esta gorra que me salió de gorra, ni quien le corra. One of the reasons that this seems like such an interesting word to me and concept and phrase is because these gorrones, it feels so much like a slang term, but it's from like medieval times, it's from centuries ago. And it's so cool to me that such an informal sounding word has lasted so long. So that it makes me think even a word like estudiambre might be something that centuries from now might still be in use in Mexico, which is just fun to think about. I really, really enjoy that aspect of Spanish, and especially Mexican Spanish. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have Spanish questions, let me know in the comments. I will try to answer them. Also, a guy named Hayes Creech, I know who he is, left a comment in the last video asking about On Fleek. And I was thinking there are so many examples of phrases and words like that in Mexico. The one that came to mind is al chile. It's one that I'm still trying to figure out how to use correctly, but it's like, I still don't know how to use al chile. Okay, without beating around the bush, just getting directly to the point, al chile. Hope this was helpful for you. Like and subscribe and all that stuff that you're supposed to say when you have a YouTube channel. My name is Jared. I want to teach you everything that textbooks cannot teach you about Mexican Spanish. This has been real. See you next time.